Jadon, lovely to see you.
Lovely to see
How
you.
are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
What we need you to do first and foremost, if possible, is just introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Jadon Sancho, England winger. That's it.
Hello, guys. My name is Jadon Sancho, England winger.
Lovely. Now, when Raheem Sterling did it, he introduced himself as England's most handsome winger. How would you describe yourself?
Ooh, competition. I'm not sure about that. I think that's a fan vote. For the females, obviously.
Obviously. How have you been settling in? I saw you filming Jude Bellingham yesterday playing basketball.
Yeah, I'm settling in really well. It's always a proud moment to be getting called up for England, and I'm happy for Jude as well, especially because obviously I play with him in Germany and he deserves it really. So, I'm just making sure he's alright in the camp, and whatever he needs, I'm there for him.
Well, you set that up nicely, because I was going to talk to you about Jude, because we spoke back in November when you scored your first Wembley goal.
I remember, yes.
And it was also the first night that Jude made his senior debut as well. And you told me then he was a hard worker, loved a tough tackle, especially on you.
It's Birmingham that.
Championship football.
Yeah.
How's his game developed even since then?
I would say that he's more composed on the ball as he was before, when I first met him. He's a lot more direct. He knows when to find the pass, and he always makes the right decisions when to pass back or like drive forward the ball or make a tackle. So yeah, I give that to him.
I know there's only 4 years between you, but is it fair to say you've been a bit of a mentor to him?
I would like to think so, obviously, because we're both English, and we came over to Germany, and probably I was the only guy that he probably knew that in the England squad at the time, and I'd like to say he's my little brother. Yeah, me and him have a good relationship, and he's just a nice lad to be around, and it's always nice to have someone from England over in Germany to talk to, so it's nice.
I was going to say, you kind of go under the radar a little bit when you're playing out in Germany. Is that a hindrance or a help, would you say?
No, I think that's normal, because obviously English, the Premier League, is probably the most watched league in the world. So, me being in Germany, is obviously all the German spectators will be watching German football. So I think that's a bit normal, but I've just been playing with my game, me and Jude, just being focused on, trying to win things for Dortmund. So, yeah, I'm happy that we won our first major trophy together, especially with him. That was a nice moment, two English lads doing well abroad. So, yeah, very nice moment for our families.
You have been on fantastic form for Dortmund, especially before the injury as well. How frustrating was that at the time? And was there any part of you that worried you wouldn't make the Euros after you missed that camp in March?
To be fair, when I got injured, obviously I was disappointed because I was in such great form. But I knew that I had to come back even stronger, and obviously that's what I done. My recovery as well was good. I was just focusing on myself and just being in the gym, just working on a few things that I needed to work on, and I came back even stronger. Getting us through. Obviously, we was I think we was around like 6th or 7th in the league, and obviously we needed to make Champions League qualification. So we had targets, and especially to win the Pokal. So I'm happy that I came back and lifted the team with some motivation and with some goals and assists. So yeah.
Well, that kind of form, though, that attracts attention, doesn't it?
Definitely
and
does,
you won't have been able to block out the fact that you've had plenty of attention from other clubs. How do you deal with that?
I don't really look at it, when I'm during the season, I always focus on myself and the team, because that's the most important thing that we can do. And, every time I'm on the pitch, I always give it my all, and obviously try to create what I do on the pitch, and that's with goals and assists. So that's what I really try to do, and just always work hard for the team.
Is it something that you'd perhaps prefer wasn't happening as you prepare for a major tournament?
What's that?
All the noise around your potential transfer.
I feel like that's part of the game. A lot of fans always are going to be excited for major tournaments, and that's normal. Obviously, as a young kid growing up watching these major tournaments, I think I'm excited as well. I think all the lads should be excited, because these tournaments don't come around often. So you have to just take your moment, and when you do get your opportunity on the pitch, you have to just take it.
What I meant more was the attention around you, the stories of Manchester United.
Yeah.
How do you block that out? And is there any part of you that wishes that wasn't going on while you were coming into a tournament, or is it something you're pretty pretty easy about?
No, I'm cool about it. There's always going to be speculation, especially when you do well, and it's just how you handle that on the pitch and just keep doing what you're doing. If you keep on doing that, then I'm sure that won't be a problem, because the main thing is my football, and that's what I'm focused on at the moment.
And your football's been fantastic,
Thank
but
you.
I do know that so many of the players read the news. I spoke to Conor Cody yesterday, and he said he found out Wolves had a new manager through the internet.
Okay.
So I'm sure you've not ignored all the stories. Is it something that you talk to the Manchester United players, or they talk to you about?
No, of course, all the boys have a lot of questions. I feel like that's with a lot of players because we're all such great young talents, and when you do well, again, like I said, when you do well, speculation's always going to come around, and again, I just tell the boys that, look, I'm just focused on football at the moment, and we just focus on the Euros step by step. So, yeah.
Great to be playing back in England, though.
Definitely does. Yeah, it feels nice. It feels nice.
Excellent. I want to go back to your first memory of England in a tournament. You'd have been pretty young.
I would probably say the under-17 Euros. Yeah, that was probably my first memory of like a major tournament, like a Euros, but it was like serious for the youth level. So yeah, I'd probably say that.
So one you were involved in rather than one that you watched on telly?
Oh, are we going?
Yeah.
Before,
I'm just trying to think what you watched growing up.
What I watched growing up, I watched a lot of Ronaldinho. Yeah, that was my go-to guy.
He unfortunately didn't play for England.
Nah, he didn't. He didn't at all. I remember. What game was it? Can you come back to me with that?
Yeah, of course I can. You're going to say when he scored that goal, aren't you? I know what you're going to say.
What's his name? Paul Gasquet. When he scored that goal over the head and he volleyed it in. Yeah, that goal. I remember that.
That's a beauty one. I know you've been watching that.
It's one for the books.
Who was your England hero growing up?
England hero? I'll probably say Frank Lampard. Yeah, because, I was a Chelsea fan growing up, I'm not going to lie. Didier Drogba and Frank Lampard was my favourite players at the time. And yeah, I just loved Frank Lampard and how he played his game. He was so direct and, so composed on the ball, and I like things like that.
Kennington, makes sense, Chelsea. Do you remember your first England call-up? Who was the first person that you called and told about it?
I called my mum. Yeah, I called my mum. She couldn't believe it. She was like screaming down the phone. I was like, Mum. It's true. And yeah, she just couldn't wait to see me because obviously I was in Germany at the time. And yeah, when I got home, she just gave me a massive hug and a kiss. So yeah, it was a nice moment. I
want to go back to that under-17 World Cup as well, because do you think that experience can help you going into your first tournament as a senior player?
Definitely, because every game is important, and we know how much it means to us when you get the first 3 points, because I feel like the first 3 points is very important to settle in the tournament, especially because it can be very nerve-wracking, like when the whistle blows, start of the game. So yeah, definitely. It feels kind of the same.
What do you remember about the semi-final England played against Croatia back in 2018? Where were you watching it? Who were you with?
Semi-final, where was I? I think I was away. I was away with a couple of my friends and family, and we was watching it while I was at a restaurant. I remember that, and Kieran Trippier scored the free kick, and obviously we all thought, yeah, we're gonna go through to the final, and then unfortunately we didn't quite make it. But I feel like there's some sort of revenge, I would say, because obviously that was a hard moment to take when Croatia proceeded to the final. So, but yeah, I feel like it will be a good game because both teams are very good. It'll be an interesting game to watch or play.
Of course, you watch or play. Yeah. Well, let's get onto that in a sec, because you made your senior debut against Croatia back in October of that year, but now you could be potentially stepping out against them in the opening game of the European Championship.
Yeah.
Does that feel surreal? How confident are you could start?
I would say, because there's a lot of competition in those kind of positions, I wouldn't say I'm the most confident, but I believe in myself, and I feel like if I get the opportunity, I can show what I can do on the pitch and definitely help the team out with obviously goals and assists. So, yeah, but again, like, this team is a very great bunch of lads, and all different attributes what people have, and to be a part of it is just an amazing feeling. So, yeah.
So much competition for places, as you
Definitely.
said, and we spoke to Raheem about
Definitely.
it, and he kind of talked about the amazing talent coming through. Of course,
Yeah.
you're one of those. I'm sure you're all desperate to start, but when you said, you've got that competition, how tough is it to be in competition with people who you now consider to be friends, or does it mean that you kind of up your level as well?
Yeah, I feel like it's with everyone. It ups our level, definitely. Especially on the training pitch. Everyone wants to show what they can do on and off the pitch. Show the managers what they can do, and it's always good to have competition because I feel like it makes your game better in all aspects. So I feel like it's a good thing.
So we've got a great documentary coming out tonight about the Three Lions.
Okay.
Now, it came out in '96. That's
Yeah,
4
yeah.
years before you're born, right?
Yeah.
But is it a song that you're now familiar with, and what do you think when you hear it?
What, the national anthem?
No, Three Lions.
The Three Lions. Obviously, England, home. This represents home. So it's always a nice feeling to be surrounded by home and your friends and family that all come from the same country, and it's always a nice feeling to be a part of it.
Just finally, if England win the Euros, Darren Bent
Yeah.
said that he will dye his hair blonde.
Yeah.
Any temptations to go Phil Foden yourself?
Who, me? I had not that blonde, but I had like blonde tips in my hair when I was back at City. So yeah, I'm not used to. I mean, I'm used to dyeing my hair, so it's not really a problem. If that's what we have to do, then. But I'm not going to be alone on this. I say everyone has to go blonde because that's a big step.
What about your first for you? Because Declan Rice said he'd have his first beer if England win the Euros. What would
I
you
think
do
I'll join
first?
him. I think I'll join him.
Have you not had a beer before?
I've never had a beer.
Really? No
Never.
temptation? Do you know what?
No.
Alan Brazil is going to be very upset. He was very upset with Declan.
Yeah? Well, I'm not really a big drinker, so I don't know about that. I have to ask my mum if I'm allowed.
That's what. That's why you're potentially going to set foot on the Wembley pitch on
I hope
Sunday,
so.
and Alan Brazil isn't.
Uh-huh.
And I said one final one, but this is a totally random one. I'm so sorry. One of our presenters, Max Rushton,
Okay.
thinks that we're in a country fair at the
Okay.
moment.
Yeah.
He wants to make jam, start selling it to you all. Would you be
Jam?
open to that? Jam. So, do you have a favourite jam, or are you a marmalade man?
I don't really have both. I just have butter. Butter on my toast. But if I had to choose out of the both, I'd probably say jam, yeah. Definitely.
So maybe you could buy it for someone else rather
Maybe,
than
yeah, for a gift. It would be a nice gesture, yeah.
Love it. Brilliant.
Definitely.
Thank you, Jadon. Thanks so much for that.
Thank you very much.
You're excellent.
Thank you.
You're excellent.